Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. And welcome to today's live broadcast of Speaking the Truth About Money with Martin Coward and Joy the Wise Woman. Joy the Wise Woman is the name of my guru. We all have our own guru, by the way. It's our connection to the divine. It's our connection to that infinite potential, that zone of genius. So I call her Joy the Wise Woman. So, and I'm so excited today to welcome to our broadcast two of my favorite people, two members of my team, Abba Henry and Khaled Shaban. Abba Henry is now my business partner and the chief operating officer of Financial Heart Space. And Khalid is one of the newer members of our team, who's been a part of our team for a few months, who is now our chief spiritual officer. So, we're going to talk today a little bit about our story and about what we've discovered about ourselves by how life can be so much different, how we're so much more empowered when we're coming from that zone of genius, when we're coming from our heart, we're coming from that unconditional love energy that creates all things. It's all about the power of love. And I'm going to invite all three of us to share a story. I'll share my story first, just to give these guys a chance to sort of see what this is like, particularly for Khalid. This is Khalid's, I think, first time going live. So, Khalid, I want to, before I share my story, I just want you to type in and just tell us your name and where you're calling in from. I'm Martin Coward, and I'm calling in from West Orange, New Jersey. Abba, tell us your name and where you're calling in from.
I am Haba. I'm calling in from Nairobi, Kenya,
Thank you.
and
And
I'm
Khalid?
I'm Khalid and I'm calling in from Nairobi, Kenya.
Very good. I'm so excited to have you here. So we're going to start with just sharing our stories about how our life was before we realized the power of our zone of genius. And or the old name was Heart Space, by the way, and that's why the name of the company is Heart Space, because it's all about within our very own hearts where we have all the power to change the world. That's where love sits. So. But we've gone to zone of genius because it's the same thing, and people understand it better. So for me, I was a top producer in a big firm, and I was trying so hard to get to such levels of success, and I achieved levels of success more than most people did in the world. And I was a top producer in a big Fortune 100 wealth management firm back in 2016, and I did well. And then it all came tumbling down when this big dark energy came into power in our country that just about destroyed our country. And that destroyed me because I tumbled into the darkest night of my soul and found myself very shortly on the edge of bankruptcy after I just couldn't. The energy was so negative and so threatening to me for some reason. And I can't explain why, but it really spiraled me into the darkest night of my soul. And I was really on the edge of bankruptcy when I got to have a kind of conversation with my spiritual teacher who said, Martin, if you want to, we can solve this. I don't think you probably want to declare bankruptcy. It might make you feel better and relieve some pain, but it's not going to solve your problem. If you want to solve this problem, you're going to have to surrender to God the way you surrendered alcohol to God 10 years ago. So I knew exactly what she was talking about. I just never wanted to surrender my control over my money. But Lord, did I make a mess out of it. But I'm going to tell you this, as soon as I finally let it go, as soon as I let go of all that negative energy, basically, I let go of that story in my head that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy of life, really. I'm not worthy of love. When I sat down and just surrendered all that to God and said, I got a problem, I need your help, all of a sudden I was descended with this sense of peace and grace from the divine that said, everything is fine. And I felt a sense of peace that I never experienced before. And I knew that I was okay. I knew, and I found myself in my zone of genius. And it's taken me a few years to figure out what the world I'm going to do with that. And that's how I got where I am today. But it's really about cultivating that relationship with the divine, cultivating that relationship with Joy, the wise woman, that has brought me into uh, connection with Abba first, and then later on Khalid. And I would say what that does is that when you get in that zone of genius, you're open to hearing opportunities that you cannot hear otherwise, because you're in a deeper level of consciousness that your human brain is afraid of. So you don't see it. But when you get in that zone of genius, you're not afraid of anything. You're at so much peace that you begin to see an infinite opportunities in the world to live a life of joy and happiness and prosperity. So that's my story. That's how I got here. And then I met a little over a year ago. I met Abba Henry, and I'll let Abba Henry tell his own story. But I will tell you that my life since I met Abba has changed wonderfully, and it become wildly excited when I went to Nairobi a little over a year ago in November of 2021 and met Abba Henry. So, Abba, tell us a little bit about your story and how we came to know each other and what your life was like before you knew anything about Martin Coward and the Zone of Genius.
Uh, Thank you so much, Martin, and also my partner. It was always glad being with you here. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Abba Henry, as you've said, and I'm also known as Grace King. I am the COO of Financial Space, and I'm also the CEO of Project Diamond Mine in Kenya, Nairobi. And still, I'm part of the developing team of Financial Space. So, briefly, I won't explain a lot, like in details, as time cannot allow us to do that. But I am a gay man from Uganda, a asylum seeker in Kenya, that has lived here. This is the fourth year. Um, what makes the story is the occasion of many things in life that has deteriorated me, that has made me to become, just a mere beggar. So this situation of being an asylum seeker has appreciated my price to an extent of becoming a beggar. So I was once a beggar, let me say, when I used to live in Kakuma refugee camp. Life was that hard before I met you. I used to work, like used to try out work, what is available in the camp, to try to figure out life and all that, but it wasn't easy till I met you. And I'm happy always to say this that I met you when I was looking for $50 to get the medical cares for my people. That's how I met you. But there is a big transformation. If we go into details, I think still we can sleep here. But I want to appreciate you that the transformation I got when I met you has led into my relocation from Kakuma refugee camp, where I almost lost my life on 4 times attempt of an attack on me. And with your hope and the transformation, most of the people could think about money. It wasn't all about money. It was all about the shift in the mindset in the head, that I learned a lot of things that I used to take myself as unworth. I didn't see myself. Like, we human beings always degrade ourselves by our own, like we ourselves waking up in the morning and we don't love ourselves. The first
Mhm.
thing is to believe in yourself first. Love yourself first. You discover your worth, and just understand that when you're still alive, besides you're a gay person, you're a lesbian, you're transgender, you have a purpose. That's why you're still alive. And you know your worth. Let no one come and say you not worth it. You can't do that. Just kick that out of your head. And when I learned that fear is just a shadow, which is not true, which is just, something that keeps on blocking you from what you're supposed to do, from what you're supposed, from the far you can go, but it keeps on telling you you're not worth it. Don't cross there. You not like them. Don't be there. So it is just a fear that we always get into our minds, and we keep on being in a bad situation, in a bad life. So this had to start with just a mere shift of a mindset, and I couldn't reach there if I had not met you before. So When I met you, I learned a lot of things, and that I saw my value. After seeing my value, I knew that I could not stay in the camp to do what I'm supposed to do. So I shifted in all ways, and what happened, and I managed to stay in a lobby where I'm staying right now. We have a purpose and we have the mission. After knowing what LGBTQ persons go through on the side of the African, most especially we in Kenya, we can't fight the government, we can't fight UNCL because they are the one providing the environment where we are. But we should come to understand that the homophobia culture or the homophobic culture in Africa cannot embrace us. We can keep on blaming the government, we can keep on blaming the UNCL. They have their protocols and their processes that they follow. But we as the LGBTQ, what have we done on the ground? Which kind of goals have we laid on the ground? The strategies have we laid on the ground? It is always failing us, and that is always ending us to be like a beggars. So me, when I revealed my value and my worth, I woke up in the morning, I was like, I have to start a new life. And it was the reason as why I relocated from refugee camp to Nairobi. I can't run out from the government of Kenya or UNCL because I'm just an asylum seeker who has no papers. But does that stop me from living a normal life? Does that has to make me keep myself in the camp like a beggar? Does that has to make me to degrade me to that extent where every person like living, I have to be living in those, taplings and bad environment, begging one jelly can of water, just one jelly can of water to survive for the whole day? It is not worth. That is not me. I shouldn't be that. Some of us, we acquired education and all of that. We could be even working with even the government of Kenya or somewhere else. But we're just mere refugees, asylum seekers. We don't have papers and, you know, we can't. But what have we done as LGBTQ? Most of us, we keep on crying, telling people, we are bad love, we need this and this. But we ourselves, what have we done? So for me, actually, after talking to you and understood my worth, I looked behind and I saw the number of people. There are thousands of LGBTQ that we have in the camp, even here in the urban. I was like, what are you going to do? Let's say for you, as Martin, you've hoped me one person. How many people are you going to be giving money? If say you've given me $1,000, how many thousands of dollars are you going to give the rest of the thousands of people or the thousands of people, the LGBTQ who are still behind in the camp? So me, I just came up in my mind and I just knew the problem is not everybody. The problem is unemployment. The problem could do, yes, homophobia is there because African culture cannot allow us to show off or to be who we are. But still we cannot be who we are when we are just block and beggars on street. So after understanding that all asylum seekers and refugees in Kenya who are in the profiles of LGBTIQ suffer the discrimination and they cannot be allowed to work publicly and everything, makes them more vulnerable for them to diminish their levels to that extent of becoming beggars. And what have we done? Because now we understood the problem is unemployment. So me, when I came in Nairobi, I was like, wait a minute. I am Haba. I'm unemployed. I need to survive. Yes, Martin has helped me. I've understood my worth. How about the rest of the refugees and the asylum seekers who are still living in the camp? We are still stuck. The government hasn't given us the eligibility to get like Aryan cards and all of that to decide our refugee status. But how are we going to survive? Are we every day going to be begging people to come in and help us to buy us food and everything? It's not easy. That's why we came up with an idea to create up what right now we can call e-commerce. People to be able to work using, the computers, their phones, and everything. And it is what we are referring to as Project Diamond Mine and Talent Agency Academy.
I love that.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah, and the
We
purpose of that. Let me just quickly say what I understand. I want to give Khalid a chance, and that's one. Yes, what? Let me summarize what I'm hearing there. Is before you, it wasn't Martin, by the way. Martin listened to Joy the Wise Woman. Martin learned, but I had that experience. There's a power deep within me, and if I get quiet, if I listen to it, I can be guided. So I got guided to Nairobi and met you, and we got guided to each other. And in that guidance, I came to help you actually answer your call for help because you're on a mission to help liberate your people, and the way you liberate them is give them jobs. So you've created this new, we've created this new academy, the Diamond Mine Academy and Virtual Talent Agency, to get employment and to train and to teach people and connect them with the Westerners on our side so that we can, one, create community and create opportunities for everybody and save your lives, basically bring you back to life, give you an opportunity to make a job. Because if you're working and you're financially independent, then look at what you're doing. You know, you're no longer sitting in a dark tunnel in the middle of a camp somewhere. You're actually contributing to the world, and you're making Kenya a more productive place. So it's amazing what you've learned, but it's not Martin. It's that divine part, is that zone of genius that we're in, and that's how I do it. And that's what I've taught you how to do. And that's what we're teaching. That's what Khalid's doing now. Because when we get in that zone of genius, when we get in that field beyond the human mind, that has a peace that passes all understanding. We don't have any fear. We don't have any competition, because we're uniquely ourselves and we're uniquely connected to infinite intelligence. So, and what's so exciting is I'm sitting here with you guys. I remember meeting you a year ago, and I was talking to you in a field somewhere, and people were trying to kill you. And now we've got 5 people on our team that you brought over, and we've got about 12 people so far that we've gotten employment with, and we're working with, and we're connecting with people on the Western side, training them, educating them. And the idea here on the Western side is at the end of 6 weeks, you're going to have a champion on your team that's going to support you in your business, and you can amplify your business out there next year in 2023. So we're testimonies to it working. And you are just a beautiful man, and I'm so glad you're my partner. And I didn't want to shut you too short, but I did want to I did want to wrap up this part because I want Khalid to have a chance to introduce himself and share a little bit of his story as he's a gay Muslim and a spiritual teacher among the Muslims, and how important that is. And if you will, maybe Khalid, I'm going to ask you to take yourself off mute. I'm going to put Abba on mute for a minute and take you off of mute uh, so that we can hear from you. And I want you to introduce yourself, Khalid. And if you want to give us a little sample of what it's like because often you will be as the chief spiritual officer of our company, you'll be the guy that leads us into our zone of genius. So why don't you introduce yourself and then show us a little bit about what that feels like to be. Give us like a 3-minute meditation here, if you would. That'd be fantastic. So welcome,
Okay.
Khalid.
Okay. Thank you so much, Martin. I'm called Khalid, and my spiritual name is Eternity. About the meditation and the spiritual part of me. Let me first take you guys into the meditation, then maybe we could go more further about me. I just want you to feel comfortable where you're seated right now. I prefer it when you close your eyes, whoever is seated. I want your feet so stable on the ground, your hands on the thighs, whoever is seated on the chair, because I want you to feel whatever I'm saying. It has to flow and it has to come from you, inside you. I just help you get into your inner person. Okay, so we are starting. You can breathe in. I prefer you breathe in and breathe out. You breathe in and then you breathe out. You feel that thing in you when you're breathing in and breathing out. You're coming down, right? Whenever you're coming down, you're getting deep into you. You're out of this other world. You're in the other world. And when you're in that world, there are very many things that you think of. When you close your eyes, there are many things that you think of. Love, joy, happiness, all in you. You have to feel that when you close your eyes, because those things contribute a lot in our lives. They contribute a lot into you as a person. For you to make a change or something on this earth, planet Earth. So when you love, you're loved back. But that love that I'm talking about, it's called self-love. You have to first love yourself. Each time you love yourself, you're giving opportunities and other people to love you. Who would want to love someone who doesn't love himself? Why would they even love you? Meaning you don't have purpose. The first purpose on earth is loving yourself. I don't discriminate most times. God, Allah says, love yourself before you love someone else. And it's you love yourself, then you learn to love other people. So when you're deep down in your heart and you're in this spiritual moment that we are in, how do you feel when you love yourself? You know you're gay. Love what you are. That is you. You don't have to pretend. Meaning you don't love yourself if you don't want to put out what you are. The first thing to do is to love yourself, to put out what you are. And people learn to love what you're putting out with love, not with pretense. Because pretense is sin and love is natural. Let's get to joyful moments. When you're joyful inside your heart, each time you're happy, because joyfulness, the joy part of you goes with a smile, the beautiful smile on your face every time people see your white teeth. And mark my words, each time you smile, you grow 10 times younger. Each time you smile, you grow 10 times younger. Why? Because your heart is joyful. It gives you more hope to live. And people always would love to be with you because you're this person who is joyful. Would you love being with someone who is sad all the time? There wouldn't be communication. But if someone is happy, you're happy, communication flows naturally. People would be free to you. We are still in our other person, the inner person. It's the one that is talking from me, eternity. Each time you are happy, you become 10 times younger. I repeat that. Each time you love yourself, you're loved more. Because people will learn to love you for what you are. Let's come back. That was about love and happiness and joyfulness.
Wow, Khalid, that was beautiful. Thank you so, so much for that beautiful meditation and giving people an opportunity to see what we get to do every day. That's how we start every single one of our meetings. We get together every day, my team and I, and there's a team of 5 of us, and one of us every day does exactly what Khaled just did. We slow down, we breathe, and we get into our zone of genius. We get into that place of unconditional love so that we can make a difference in the world. And it's from that place that we can become change agents. So, Khaled, tell us a little bit about your story now and how. Because when I met you, I don't think that you were feeling that sense of self love, and it was you didn't have you really had a hard time even speaking. You were so shy that it was hard to get you to even say hello to me. Talk about a little bit about your story about what it was like, what it was like when you didn't love yourself as a Muslim gay man, and then you realized that you're eternity, you're worthy of love.
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to thank Martin and Abba for making this person here in front of you guys. This man here, Khalid, Eternity. Actually, before Eternity and Khalid came out, there was this other person who was always shy, and he was less of a talker. That's what I can say. Because the first time I talked to Martin was actually, I don't remember exactly, but the first time I talked to him, it was on a Zoom call, and I couldn't say, like, I was feeling like I'm looking at a crowd of people, a crowd of people. And, when you're with a crowd and you're not used to it, you're always scared. And when you're on that top, you would want to look at their foreheads, not their faces, So, actually, Abba taught me how to talk to people. That is what I can say. Because when you look at him and he's talking, not only when he's on Zoom, even when he's talking to you, he's brave, he feels himself like he is Abba, he is the king. There's that self love and trust he has in himself. I think he taught me that error is for everyone. Actually, I was always fearing to make errors. Because when you look back where we come from, like, they don't like gay people, right? So that's already an error, like, to people like from Uganda, they don't want gay people, right? Now, if you come from there and they know you're gay, that's like the worst mistake you've ever done. Like, when it comes to a sin, I think it's the biggest sin in Uganda, I think. Because if they can kill you, if your parents and everyone who is related to you can kill you because of that, meaning that's the biggest sin you've ever done on earth. But are they God to judge you? Or are they Allah to judge you? No. So I met these two wonderful gay men, Martin and Abba. They were working together. Actually, before Abba had explained something about how you met and all that, so I knew. And I was like, I would love to be like you. I would love to be in that world. I would want to be in that zone, that company, because it feels so good when you have a team. Because no one has ever made it alone. Never. Even Allah or God himself, he had to bring his only son, God, Jesus, to help him with some work. He couldn't do it alone. So I had to get help from the two men, Martin and Abba, because I came straight to Abba's hands. That's what I can say. He sheltered me. He has always been sheltering me. He has always been there for me. He has always given me the agape love that everyone would love to have. Plus Martin, he has given me a lot. I don't know. I still repeat this. I'll always be in debt to you, whether you don't want that. I'll always be in debt to you because you changed the person. I don't know how I can say it. You got me from zero. Zero is a number. I don't want to say number. You got me from no number because zero, they count it as a number. If I'm right, I didn't have a number. You got me from nothing. Nothing is a saying. Nothing is, I don't know. I don't know how I should say it. But you two people got me from, I don't know, to this man here. This man that can talk to you people. This man that can smile. Martin always told me he loves my smile. Actually, people always tell me they love my smile, you know. And when I learned that people love it, I started smiling like freely. Each time I'm always smiling. And Abba is a contribution of that smile because each time he's joking around with me, he makes me feel everything is right, whether there are very many wrong things around, you know. We are not percentage like we're having everything, no. But he makes you feel like everything is right. He makes you feel like drinking water is there, whether it's not there. And you have the hope. So to me, coming here, talking as eternity, the spiritual guy, the gay Muslim, you know, Muslims also are not into gay people. Like, I think we are very few. And lucky enough, because of Martin and Abba, did I know that I will ever meet the first gay South African imam? You know, because of them, I've gotten the opportunity to meet very many people, friends from the Western world. I have very many friends now that I can talk to and I'm free with. Why? He made me feel like it is you that can make your life. I just help you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Abba said,
Yeah.
he wanted $50 from him. But Martin told him, no, I don't have $50, but I have a scholarship. That's what God told his people. Man does not live by bread alone, but every word of God. So God passed through Martin to tell Abba, it is not only the money, but there's something I'm going to give you that is going to generate that money and have a better life of $50 will be onto you, like every time, you know, so that you can help your people who are Abba's people. Khaled, one example. He has helped me. So if he had gotten the $50, we wouldn't be here, you know. So he got the scholarship. He chose the scholarship than the $50. So the scholarship has helped Khaled and more, the team, the other people out there. We're now creating an organization of helping people work online, the e-commerce and everything, just because of one person, Abba the man, the king, accepting the scholarship. He's the Jesus of the gay African men here. He died for us. He sacrificed the 50. He sacrificed the $50 so he could go to the cross and get the scholarship, learn and give us that opportunity. You know, and we are so thankful, Abba, for that. We are so thankful, Martin, for everything you've done for us. You're a hero in Africa. If no one has ever told you that, you are. You are a great hero.
Wow.
Yeah, now that is me. I'm here. I discovered that I could do the spiritual teaching and getting into my zone of genius because of Martin. I was shy, yes, but there was that other person in me that wasn't shy. I just needed to get him out and discover him. That is why Martin is here. Because if I remember correctly, to start that, he used to send me meditations. If I remember correctly. I'm not going to say I'm good at grasping, but I'm good at recreating what I've seen. That is what I can say.
Yes, Khalid, you are that. You are that good. You are good at creating what you've seen. And really, when it all, and I want to cut you down, but we cut you off, but we got to get because we're almost at we're over actually over the half hour, and I like to kind of be respectful of that. But I want to just sum up a few things and just say one, it just yeah, and I give so much credit as Martin, but actually it's not Martin. It's Joy the Wise Woman, who Martin is just surrendering his own agenda for something bigger than himself, and that's done through loving people. And it starts with loving ourselves, like you said. It says self love. When we love ourselves, and everything that we teach and everything that we talk about comes from the great commandment of Jesus to love your God with all your heart and love your in all your mind and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself, because we are the same. We are one. We are one heartbeat. We are all connected into one universal awareness, one infinite intelligence, one universal love energy. And that's what we've opened up over here in Financial Heart Space. And that's what I've coached, and that's what I teach, is to open up your heart to that unconditional love energy that we call the zone of genius. Because when we're in that zone of genius, when we're in that theta wave zone, we're more creative, we're more productive, and we have no fear because we know we're not alone. We have the support of every soul out the galaxy in support of us. And that's our zone of genius. It's being aware of it. It's different. We are all working, and we've all got a zone of genius in us. We wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't be able to work. But it's when we become aware of that zone of genius through self-love that opens up all those superpowers within our hearts to transform and change and save lives. So I'm so grateful for you guys for joining me today, because I want to sum it up to one thing. It's all about becoming aware of the power of unconditional love within our own hearts. It is that power of unconditional love energy within our own hearts that has created everything in the world that is today and everything in the world to come. That's why the master taught us, love your God with all your heart. He's not talking about some God out there in the sky and a white beard judging us. That's exactly what he's not talking about. He's talking about that love energy within our very own heart that Khalid was talking about, that place of compassion, kindness, and joy, and beauty. Because when we're in that zone, the world looks absolutely gorgeous. It just looks gorgeous when I'm in that zone of genius. And it feels gorgeous. It feels like joy. So I'm so happy that you guys came on with me today to kind of get people to know inside of what it's like. This is what we work like, by the way. We get into this space together and Lord, what we have created in the first year. And I want to tell you about, if you want to get into your zone of genius, if you want to get into this space in 2023 and launch pad into this higher level of consciousness so you can be more creative, more productive, and really have a very exciting and fulfilling life in 2023, we've got a workshop for you, a half-day workshop coming up on December 17th that you're invited to. It's a free workshop. It's a half day. It's the same thing as our 5-day where we've condensed it into like a boot camp type thing. We're gonna get it all done in one half day with a couple of bonus days on Sunday the 18th to help you really understand what we've done. But please join us if you want to understand, if you want to make your 2023, if you want to get up to a really good start and really get into your zone of genius so that you can make a big impact next year and just have a life of joy and happiness like we're having. Join us on December 17th. We'll drop the link in the replay for you to to register. The workshop is free, but you do need to register. So please do register and join us. And we want to help you. We want you to get in the same zone with us, and so you can have the very exciting life that we're living now, that we now live in, because we've made a choice to accept uh, this love for ourselves. Basically, it's really about learning to love and accept ourselves exactly as we are. So Khalid and Abba, thank you both so much for. I'm going to take you both off mute so you can just say hello and goodbye. Um, I can't get one to get off mute. So Abba, go ahead and just say a couple of words. Khalid, say a couple of words, and we'll sign out with love. Go ahead. I'll let you. I'm going to let Abba go next, and Khalid, why don't you sign us out today? Okay.
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 I really just wanted to say this so shortly that imagine I have a friend in Australia. He was a donor who has helped many LGBTQ. But before he could just give us free money. But he knows that I do work. When I'm talking to him, we talk like friends. And when I have a problem and I really need money, he gives me a loan. He doesn't donate or give out to me. That's how important I've become. I'm trying to show that the situation of becoming financially independent can put you somewhere and someone can see your value. Now, I talk to my friend as a friend. I tell him I have a problem and I need $100. And he knows I work with Martin. Martin pays me. So he tells me, when are you paying it? And in 2 weeks' time or 1 week, I'll be able to pay back. It's like, it's okay. You understand? That is the transformation we are giving everyone. The transformation that we are giving Khalid, transformation that we're giving Anna and the rest of the team. I just want to thank them for trusting me. I also didn't know what I was doing, but maybe the Christ in me just told me, you accept the offer of the scholarship of 12 months than a $50, because Khalid said he wouldn't have been here. So that means if he had given me the $50, I would have eaten it, and these guys wouldn't have benefited, because the knowledge that I gotten from you, today I wouldn't have been here talking on media, telling people what I'm telling them. But I'm so special, and I'm that because of you. I'm so special, and I'm that I'm doing it for the rest of the team, and we are still building this. I really call upon all my guys, all my friends, all my LGBTQ Africans to go and on Facebook and look for Diamond Mind and Tal Agents Academy. They like the page because we are bringing more, and they are free to put the comments, to like, and also it is connected to WhatsApp. We can chat directly in WhatsApp to know more how we can transform their lives. We, the LGBTQ, helping each other become financially independent, be in position to make money like the way I'm doing, like Khalid is doing, like Anda is doing, the rest of my friends behind here, all the team, and we are building this as big as we can. So that's what I can say. I'm so grateful of you, Martin. Thank you always for giving us this opportunity. Keep on that hard and bring many people as you can who can understand what we can call working to the zone of geniusness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abba. I love the way you summed all that up. Yes, and we do want to support you in that new project and that new business page. So thank you for that. And Khalid, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you close the show, okay? But don't be too long because we're about 13 minutes over, okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Martin. What I can just say is I'm just letting everyone know the Western side, the African side, don't miss the opportunity, because the opportunities never come twice. Trust me, it comes once in a lifetime. I didn't miss mine, I had to jump on it. So don't miss this free workshop. Just get to it, join it, whether you're from the Western side, the African side, even the Western people, you need the help. It's not only us, the Africans. Trust me, because we're all not perfect, you know. So you would need that. You have to. In fact, I'm not even asking you people. I want you people to join it. I'm begging you, not with sympathy. I'm commanding you people to get onto it, to change your lives. You have to change your lives. Trust me. Who doesn't want to have a great life of happiness, joy, and just get to it. Sign in. It's free. We like free things. Please come in. Just just flow. The boat is leaving. Noah has already made his boat. We need all of you, two in pairs. Please come in. Thank you so much. That's a train.
Oh, I love it. Guys, I had so much fun with you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll chat with you guys pretty soon, I'm sure. Thank you so much. We had so much fun with you guys today, like we do every day in our Zone of Genius. So may love and prosperity continue to prevail around the world.